has been disrupted this morning at Thubelihle High School in White City, Soweto. Parents are vowing to shut down that school. Heidi Jockas is there with more on this story. Good morning yet again, Heidi. When we spoke a bit earlier, the SGB painted a picture of what it's been like for the past 5 years. But what are the learners themselves saying about the conditions that they've had to learn under?
Yes, I think we need to get some clarity and an understanding of what learners are subjected to every single day and how difficult it is for them to actually be taught in an environment like this. We are joined by two pupils, Nomthandazo as well as James. Thank you so much for your time. Maybe just tell us your experience here. You are in grade 9. You have been here since grade 8. How difficult is it for you to be learning at this school, especially because you don't have proper classrooms and proper facilities?
Oh, okay. It's very hard because, first of all, we don't have the windows and it's winter, it's so cold and we are no longer doing social distance. And, it's very bad because even when it's raining, the rain is inside, so we not be able to sit and listen to the teachers, and also we don't have lights. So, we don't even
have lights.
Yes. So we cannot be able to see if the teacher is writing, and mostly when the rain is raining, we can't learn because most people make noise in the class, so the teacher can't teach.
Just tell us, when you wake up in the morning, you have to come to school, how difficult is it for you to say, okay, I need to go to school now, knowing that your bathrooms aren't working the way they should? You might come into the classroom, it's cold, there's no windows, but also it becomes a bit difficult to concentrate, because how do you concentrate in an environment like that?
Oh, it's very bad because, first of all, the toilets, when you need to get in the toilets, they are not that clean. So sometimes you don't even go there because it's a disaster. And then, but at least we are coming to school because it's good. Teachers, they teach good, but it's not that good because it's cold. Yeah, it's very cold.
Okay, let's move over to James, who is currently in matric, and you have been here since grade 8. Maybe just tell us your experience being here since grade 8. Have you always known the school to be like this? How has it been for you since grade 8?
Since from grade 8, well, nothing has changed in Thubelihle. Ever since it is the way it is, even now, nothing has changed. The school is exactly vandalized. Nothing is great in the school, but then, we do what we have to do. We learn here.
What's very astounding is the fact that the pass rate here is almost 100%. And many would say, being taught in an environment like this becomes very difficult to concentrate and to want to do well because you don't have proper classrooms. Being a matric, how difficult is it for you, and what's the experience?
Oh, unfortunately, we seem to have lost Heidi there. She's at Thubelihle High School, where students are in fact protesting. They've closed the gates of the school. There's no teaching and learning that's happening today because they say the infrastructure has dilapidated. It's actually a health hazard. And funny enough that the school is called Thubelihle. Great opportunity, but these young people are not being given a great opportunity. But even under such circumstances, we saw the results there. 93% pass rate, 97% pass rate, but most certainly we want the MEC to account. Why in 5 years? Because most certainly the SGB is adamant that they've spoken, they've told the school principal, and that the MEC is in fact aware. So we're hoping that by the end of today, possibly, we would have concluded the story and find out what the facts really are, and find out if the MEC had attempted, or if there is a problem, a service provider has not provided the service and ran away with money. We need to know the name of that service provider because they can no longer work with government. We'll certainly go back to the story as soon as we can reestablish that connection to Heidi. To this now, non-profit organization CASAC has welcomed the dismissal of Judge President John Hlophe's review application against the Judicial Service Commission. The JSC recommended Hlophe's impeachment to the National Assembly earlier this month. Now, this followed a finding of gross misconduct against the Judge President. It relates to him attempting to influence justices of the Constitutional Court on a decision involving corruption charges against former President Jacob Zuma some 14 years ago. CASAC is now calling for the Judge President to be suspended pending the finalization of that impeachment process. All right, we go back to Thubelihle High School now, where my colleague Heidi Jalkos is on standby. Heidi, you were still speaking to the young gentleman there who, in fact, was just painting a picture of how it's been for the past 5 years. What exactly have they been going through? Or just talk to me about the conditions they've been learning under.
Yes, I want us to go back to James, who's a grade 12 pupil here at the school. We were chatting to him before we got disconnected. Maybe we can just ask you the question again, James, with regards to how difficult it is for you being a matric. It's one of the most important years of your life, and now you have to be taught and concentrate in an environment like this.
It's very difficult, to tell the truth. The school itself is vandalized. Nothing is great. It's bad. Since from grade 8 till now, nothing has changed. I mean, it's almost whole 4 years here at Thubelihle. And what was that Thubelihle has been performing every year. They're upgrading their marks each and every year. But then still, we are not recognized. Nothing is changing. What's going on? Because we are trying our level best. Our marks are on the top of the chart, but then nothing's happening. Why? Why us?
And just tell us what you are hoping government to do with the school, how difficult it is for you to be taught, but also the intervention you want to see from government.
I wish the government could at least come and help us with the school. You know, that's all we need. Fix the school. That's the only thing we ask as Thubelihleans. Fix our property so that for us, okay, I understand that we are the last ones. I'm the grade 12 learner, I'm going out, but then there's still another generation coming. They have to have a better learning. Not for us only, for the kids as well. It's not fair for anyone. Learning in this such environment, no, we cannot agree on this.
And then maybe we can come back to you. Maybe just tell us, you're out of school now because you guys have decided to protest and not go into the school. This is affecting you. You're still on rotational learning. Are you hoping to go back anytime soon? How is this going to affect you?
Yeah, we're hoping to go back in school because now even we're starting to write. But so we are doing this so that people can also help us, so that the government can help us build the school and come back.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. We do appreciate it. Those were two pupils from Thubelihle High School, of course, just indicating their frustrations and how difficult it has been for them. As we mentioned earlier, Mfundo, that how do you even concentrate in an environment like this when it's winter, it's extremely cold, when it's summer, it's very hot, because the buildings are just, the structure is just not proper, and they are being taught in mobile classrooms. I want to highlight before we go, Mfundo, the fact that we have reached out to the Department of Education in the province. They have indicated that this is definitely a Department of Infrastructure. It's their problem and their issue that they need to answer to, and we are trying to get answers and are trying to get a response from both departments, because I think both departments need to answer to this, because even though it might not be the responsibility of education to deal with the infrastructure challenges, they still need to understand that these are challenges that pupils and educators face on a daily basis.
And these are challenges that fall within their portfolio nevertheless, because this is how you have senior officials or leaders in government evading accountability, because they'll always remind us or educate the ordinary person of the different tiers, that this falls within local government, this falls within national, or this is the portfolio of public infrastructure, it's not the portfolio of education. Yes, there are those divisions and portfolios, but at the end of the day, James there has just asked the question, why us? And that question is then posed to the MEC. MEC, why them? Why them? They don't have electricity.
Yes, exactly.
Meaning there are no projectors.
Being so profound, coming from a grade 12. Yes, Mfundo, and I think, that question coming from a grade 12 pupil is profound, because he's been here since grade 8. He's been here for the past 4 years. He says he's always known the school to be like this, and being so resilient and sticking around, one would think that they would go to their parents and say, take us out of that school. We can't function. We can't concentrate in a school where the infrastructure is falling apart. It's also a safety hazard. But going back to the issue of every time you reach or approach a department and ask them, what is going on? Why has this not been solved? Why does the school look like this? Why are there not enough classrooms? We're always told, oh no, this is a national issue, or this is an issue of the Department of Infrastructure. But at the end of the day, you have learners, pupils, who are desperate for education and are so resilient that they're even almost getting 100% pass rate in matric. And one would think that this school would be underperforming because of its environment and because of the infrastructure challenges. So we definitely need to get answers from whoever it might be, whether it's the Department of Education or the Department of Infrastructure. Somebody needs to answer to this. It goes back to my original question. Where is the money that was allocated for this school to be built? Has that money been wastefully spent? Has that money been, has the contractor who was appointed run away with the money? What is the actual problem here? Why has the school not been completed? Because they started with the actual structure and building of the school. They just didn't complete it. So there are a lot of questions and we need answers to this, and hopefully the various departments will be alerted to this particular problem and come and answer not only to the SGB and the principal, but also to the parents and the pupils themselves, because they want answers. They've decided to remove themselves from the school and not be taught today, and we don't know for how much longer, until this problem is actually sorted out.
All right, Heidi, we'll leave it there for now. That's our reporter Heidi Jokos at Thubelihle High School. Great opportunity high school, I must say. That's in White City.